So I just wrote and published an article about the generation effect. You can check out the link in my bio. But it's the idea that things that we generate ourselves, ideas, notes, anything, we're able to retain a lot better than information that we just receive. So information that someone hands us, we can recognize it, but we're not going to retain it in the same way as if we were generating that information. And this has been confirmed in studies and meta-analyses that the generation effect is very real. And if you think about it, you'll certainly agree in your experience. The things that we generate, we retain. So I use the example of London cabbies who have to pass the knowledge, which is essentially memorizing the 25,000 roads in London and 100,000 landmarks, and doing it without the use of GPS. And this basically changes their brains. While they're not necessarily faster than GPS at the beginning, they gain the knowledge, change their brains in such a way that they will consistently be better at navigating the city and knowing how to handle problems as they arise. And I also talk about the example of book summaries. So we can read a book summary, you can get the gist of a book, but you don't really get the experience of the book. It's not so much about understanding or knowing what a book is about, but how it changes you as you read it. And this, of course, is the clearest lens that I have for thinking about AI currently. AI isn't necessarily bad in a variety of contexts. It's very good at giving us polished, finished products with very little input, and especially without the labor that develops the understanding. So Paul Kirshner wrote about this recently as well, the idea of offloading versus outsourcing. When we offload something, we do the work and then use a tool to keep track of it. So we write the notes and we use a note-taking app to retain that information. That is the offloading. The outsourcing is when we actually fully outsource the work and the finished product to something like AI. And this is where it really becomes a problem, because the struggle is where most of the value is. So if we think about, for example, in product work, summarizing a bunch of user interviews, really going through and understanding the problems that users are facing is part of the work. And the fact that we can easily outsource that to AI, get a summary, and have a finished document misses the point often. Because really the struggle and the thinking is the point. It's not necessarily the finished product, though that's the easy thing to see. So where are you seeing this in your work?